Today we have the Gaomon S620 graphics tablet, aimed at the beginner and entry-level digital artist, designed to get you in the game and get you started. We're going to go over it in just a minute.
I ain't getting out of bed today. Keep waking up from the previous night.
Okay, let's pay the bills. This is a graphics tablet as mentioned. The model number is S620. The technology is electromagnetic resonance, that's EMR for short. For all the cool kids, that basically means it is the best pen technology out there for digital artists. It's compatible with Windows 7, Mac OS 10.12 or above. I am currently testing this on the latest version of Windows 10. Resolution is 5080 LPI and it contains 4 configurable express keys. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. We'll unbox this to see what you get inside. Instructions to go grab the driver online. A micro USB to USB-A connector. This is what connects the tablet to your PC or laptop. The pen, we'll cover that in detail in a second. A felt pen holder, which also doubles as a way to keep the face of the tablet clean. Plenty of nibs and a nib remover. Some instructions that I won't read. And finally the tablet itself. Now you can see how lightweight it is. I'm holding it up in one hand. And what you'll notice is it's really razor thin. The back is made of this textured anti-slip material, along with 4 rubber stoppers to make sure it doesn't move. And there we go. There's your nice bit of kit. Available separately from either Gaomon or Amazon are on-the-go adapters. In short, they convert USB-A to either micro USB or USB-C, neither which are needed for the primary function of the tablet. They also offer 2 different types of drawing gloves, one of which I'm using to test this tablet. What does it look like? I'm shooting aliens in the face. Well, the universe isn't going to save itself. Hey, besides, didn't we have a deal? Zombie apocalypse is you, alien invasion, this guy. I'm just more committed to the cause than you are. Evidently. It's worth mentioning that the active area of this tablet is 4 by 6.5 inches. Let's talk about this pen. The Art Paint 8P32, 8,192 pressure levels. It is battery free thanks to that aforementioned EMR technology, and it has a report rate of 266 PPS. Now, PPS is the polling rate in which the pen talks to the tablet. So the higher the PPS, in theory, it should help with those really fast strokes. The pen itself is a barrel shape with a little tape around the back. It's got 2 programmable buttons and a pretty stiff nib. It's not going to move on you. There is no button or eraser in the back, and it has a rubberized grip for a comfortable feel. All in all, it's a pretty lightweight pen. Connectivity couldn't be easier. You're going to pop that micro USB in your tablet, and the USB-A side goes into your PC. If you have a laptop or an Exeter with USB-C, you can use one of those on-the-go adapters I mentioned earlier. The driver is pretty basic but has everything you need. The first screen here is how you configure your pen pressure and also map keys to those programmable buttons on the pen. Moving down, this is where you configure your express keys and also your workspace, map of the tablet to the size of the display you're using. There's a plethora of options you could use to configure your hotkeys. You can basically map them to just about anything. Most people, what they do is they map them to some kind of keyboard shortcut within an art program that they're using. But for the keyboard shortcut, it's really simple. You backspace over the command that's there, and you just click the keyboard shortcut, click the X button, and that's it, it's saved. Moving down to the gear, the most important thing here is your backup. That means you can export your current config and then import it just in case you need to reload the driver again. You can set different profiles depending on which program you're using. It's really easy. You just click all programs up above, click the active program you want to set a profile for. In this case, we're going to use Photoshop. And that's it, simple as that. The S620 does have the ability to connect to your Android phone with those ODG adapters I mentioned earlier. Now, I've tested this feature on a number of different tablets before, and although it's functional, it's not a feature that I would target any tablet for. In other words, it's more of a nice to have than a primary function. No, it was you who had zombies, me who had aliens. No, it's not the way no. Hey, listen, don't mess around. Words aren't going to slow those zombies down. Name calling isn't going to help either. Okay, we're going to test the performance of this tablet here, starting with the Pencil Tool and Sketchbook Pro. I'm looking for a gradient here between light strokes, medium strokes, and hard strokes. As we can see, we look pretty good here. I want to do the same kind of a test here, but what I'm looking for is lag. So can the tablet keep up and be consistent with my pen strokes while not slowing down and having any pen lag on the screen. Looks good, on to the next test. Switching to a pen tool, we're not only testing line weight here, but we're also testing pressure and consistency, and how that line tapers off. What you don't want to see is a shoelace effect at the end of the line. You want a nice consistent taper off. We look good here. I also like to do the same kind of a test with longer strokes, just to see if the pressure is consistent throughout the entire length of the stroke. And these quick jabs of various thickness just really tells me if the pen is doing what I expect it to do. Are there any strokes I'm missing? Are there any jaggies in the line? I'm not seeing anything that's going to be a problem here. I like to do some cross hatching because the lines are thinner. It lets me know if those light pressure thinner lines can be consistent, especially when I'm moving the pen kind of quickly. We're looking good so far, so the final test is to open up Photoshop, take line smoothing off, and hit it with a dead pixel brush just to make sure those slow diagonal lines aren't full of a bunch of wobble and jaggies. These lines are pretty good, and I really can't stand these ruler tests, but everybody asks for them. But generally, nobody draws this slow, and certainly not with a ruler. Either way, we're okay here. I'm opening Clip Studio Paint to get some real drawing done as we bring this one in for a landing. I'm John. If you stay to the end of this video, I am going to flip kick a puma off cam. But remember who you were supposed to be, and click that sub, click that bell, drop a like, and drop a comment so you won't miss anything. Now, I hadn't used a graphic tablet for quite a while because I've been reviewing so many pen displays and I have an iPad. And you sort of miss the simplicity of it. You install the driver, you plug it in, and it just works. There's no movable parts, it doesn't break, the pen quality is consistent, and there's something to be said for sitting back in my ergonomic chair, not leaned over a pen display. Now that's a perfect use case on its own, meaning this thing's small enough to fit in your bag, away from your primary workstation, and pop it into a laptop in case you just need to get some work done. What I really like it for though is the beginner. And by beginner, you could be a beginning artist, or you could just be somebody who's just starting to dip their foot into the digital art world. Which in both of those cases, you don't want to jump in with a heavy investment. Who's the idiot now? They got our flag. Great. As you can imagine, on a channel like this, I get a lot of questions about how do I get started? Which device do I pick? At the end of the day, it really isn't a tool. So if you're asking those kinds of questions, chances are you're just getting started, and this is the perfect kind of thing. I also get a lot of requests from parents, friends, family, and etc., and their kids are starting to get involved in digital art. This is the perfect kind of thing for something like that. With the minimal investment, whether it's a kid or you or whomever, friend, this is the perfect kind of thing to see if you're about that life. As we see, the tablet performs just fine. It's going to do what you need it to do. If I had a nitpick, I wish it had tilt on it. I know they make a model with tilt, but it's certainly not a make or break for a beginner. And in some models I reviewed, tilt actually caused a problem, so with a beginner, you don't want to have that kind of thing here. Another question I get is which software package to use with it. Or does it work with this software or that software or whatever. You gotta think of a graphics tablet as just a fancy mouse. A mouse with pressure sensitivity, but an input device nonetheless. So chances are, as long as your computer or laptop can handle the program you're using, this is going to work just fine. Now if you have any questions or etc., you can drop them in the comments below. I hope you like this video. If you like knocking about a bit on this channel, you can check out these videos over here, or you can join the Discord and check me out on Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next one.